Okay. So, yeah, I got a bit of an update for you guys here. I am done with these Intel boards. Let me explain to you what happened. So, about 3 months ago, something around those lines, I had an issue with my computer. That one over there that's currently running. Now, I didn't know what it was, so I was like, okay, maybe it's the motherboard. I ship it in. I do the overnight shipping fee, and get the motherboard, test it out with the processor. Turns on, and then it doesn't work after that. Like, the next time I turned it on, I think it froze, and then I turned it on again, and it didn't work. So that's great. So I thought, okay, it's probably the processor. I mean, they just shipped me this board, right? So it must be the processor. I shipped the processor out. Yeah. It only takes like 3 weeks for them to get back to me and tell me, oh, we've shipped it, even though, and this is after it's been delivered to the facility that UPS told me. So it took them 3 weeks for them to finally ship it out, which is ridiculous because they said they would ship it I would get it within 5 to 7 days after they got it. So that's annoying. So I'm like, okay, set it all up. Oh, it turns on, it's working. Okay. Except, well, at first it didn't. When I had something plugged into this port, I had my Blu-ray drive and it didn't, I think it was I don't know what it was, but I had something plugged in and it didn't turn on properly. So I switched the ports, like, okay, it was a broken port. They sent me a motherboard with a broken port, whatever, as long as it works. And I think I didn't have the graphics card in, so okay, fine, put it in. Graphics card wasn't displaying anything. Oh no, my graphics card must have been dead. That must be the reason why, even though I tested it without it before. So it turns out, I used my brother's graphics card, put that in here, same problem, wouldn't post, wouldn't display anything. Huh. Okay, it must be my power supply. Got a new power supply from Micro Center the other day. Plugged everything in, plugged into the board. It's not the power supply. This board caused me about 3 months of problems and endless video delays. The current board I'm using in that computer, which is why it's running, is because I wanted to test to make sure, because I didn't want to spend money on an old motherboard that I'm not going to use. This is micro, ITX, ATX, micro whatever, motherboard. Here's the problem with this thing. For some reason, the Elgato that I have, it's refusing to display a signal. Yeah. So it's not reading any device plugged in. So I have like everything set up, hooked up into it. It refuses to read anything. I'm gonna try a couple more cables, switch a few more things around, but the bottom line is, yeah, expect more delays because this is ridiculous, because the other thing is that this computer right here, this is my the one I've been working with, you saw in my other vlog, it has a dual-core processor, which isn't good enough with the Elgato, and it's been freezing lately, probably because of the overclocking, so I had to downclock it, and that means that rendering video on it is even longer. So, yeah, this thing is useless for video rendering. For gaming, it's kind of alright for lower games, or like as a backup rig, which is what I built it for, but yeah, this is the only reason you've been even seeing any video updates from me lately. I would have lost my mind if I didn't have this thing. But yeah, the Elgato's not working with this motherboard. I don't know why. I'm going to try a few more cables around. If you don't see my Swords and Soldiers review out within the next couple days, that means I couldn't find a fix for it. And that means we're going to go through this all again. So I really appreciate you guys being patient with me. In other news, I got partnered with Curse Network, so if I can, I'll have a video on that, because I wanted to show you guys one of the video that got me that partnership. It'd be kind of funny and cringy, but sorry, I don't know what to tell you. This is ridiculous. Intel, I'm never buying one of your boards again. I'm just gonna get something from Asus or MSI, because those so far are pretty good. The ones I've used they work just fine. I don't know what's the problem. Like, I looked up the reviews on this on Amazon because I bought this on like with 3770K, a good deal, And the reviews on Amazon, years down the line, I checked, there was like 3.5 stars out of 5, and it's like, oh god. Which is a shame, because it's a nice looking board. It has a lot of SATA connections too. Look at the SATA connections. Look at that. Look at that. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Before I don't want to keep. That's gonna be the rest of the video, but yeah, I'll see you next time. I'm out.